Go check out FIFACoinTrader.com for excellent deals in buying and selling coins on FIFA Ultimate Team. Hey guys, Cullybo3 here and welcome to episode 6 of Shooting for Stars. Anyways, let's get straight into it and jump into a game, and you'll see there we are in Division 4. We've still got a couple of keepers left in our starting lineup. I think there's 3 outfield and obviously the 1 in goals. And the guy we come up against first has a pretty strong Serie A team. He's obviously got Miccoli there up front with Di Natale sitting in just behind. He's got Marquisio and El Shaarawy at cam. I always seem to mess up saying El Shaarawy. It sounds like I've got a speech impediment every time I do that. I don't know why. But anyways, the game starts off very good for me. You'll see there a cross into Matri and he headers it home to make it 1-0. That was inside 10 minutes. And you'll see here I come very close again. That through ball into €5 and the chip goes agonizingly wide. He ends up getting an attack, or putting an attack together. You see here Miccoli shoots, and look at that for a strike in off the woodwork, and that made it 1-1. And he really was piling the pressure on. You see he broke free with Di Natale. I tried to hold him back with Chiellini using a bit of that B button magic, but unfortunately he did get the shot away, but fortunately enough he didn't score it. And you'll see there another chance by €5, but it again goes just wide. And at this point in the game I did have the upper hand. I was getting the better of the chances, I suppose, so to speak. I was kind of jumping over my words there, and it did all end up paying off because I did go 2-1 in the lead. And you'll see here I probably should have went 3-1 in the lead. I shot my load far too early there. I can't believe I just said shot my load in a video, but you know what I mean. I went too quickly there and I probably should have just brought it in closer. But you see there, look at that header from Jose Reina. That's actually, I think, the second, possibly third header he scored for me in this series so far. He's an absolute beast from corners. And I put one of the final nails in the coffin there. I think this was actually the final nail in the coffin. There might have been another twist, but that was 4-1, a nice finish by €5. And again here you'll see, yeah, that was the end of everything for my opponent. He ended up getting Chiellini sent off. And this episode is actually kind of weird. You'll see what happens later on. I'm not going to ruin anything or spoil it, but just remember the fact that Chiellini got sent off for my opponent in this game, because I will be bringing it up later on in the episode. But he ends up quitting at 4-1. He couldn't handle the heat in the kitchen. And that's how that game ended, 4-1. That means we can add another person into our team, and I decided to go for Dos Santos, who is the silver center midfielder who plays with Barcelona. He is Mexican, so he does have that link up with Rojas out there on left mid, and also €5 up in striker. Now he does get 9 chemistry, or else he will do once I make another addition to the team. But you'll see by the time I have the full 2-star skill team together, they will all have a 9 chem. I made sure that the potential obviously for the teams with 3-star skillers, I think I'm going to leave that up to you guys. I think I'm going to use my Facebook page to basically start some polls up and decide, let you guys decide who you'd like to see in the team next, or what players you'd like to see for the 3-star skillers. So that will be coming up in a couple episodes time. It could even be shorter if I grab another couple of wins. But in the second game, and it started off great for me, a goal there by Matri, and there wasn't all that many chances. I'm not going to lie, the majority of the chances ended up in goals, so I think I only ended up showing goals for highlights in this game. And you see here Matri, you know, there's only one thing on my mind, and that was to play the sweaty ball over to €5 to make it 2-0. And hey guys, I'm going to do it. I need to improve my team. I've got to get them goals, and I've got to get them by any means necessary. Again here, you think I was going to sweat it out then with €5, but I suppose at 2-0 I wouldn't sweat half as much as I usually would when it's a tight game, you know. So I did end up scoring that goal with €5. And look at this for a header by Matri. Absolutely dominates my opponent's centre back and scores a nice header there to make it 4-0 just before halftime. And things went from bad to worse before halftime again. This was directly after that last goal. You'll see here Dos Santos with the cross and Matri with another header to complete his hat-trick. He has been amazing for me, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like him at the start. I didn't think he was all that great, but he's really grown on me, and informed Matri is a very, very good player. And I put, oh well, I'm not going to say finally in the coffin because I've said that far too often, but I score another goal with €5, and that was the last of the game. But you'll see coming up here what happens. Now this is a bit bizarre. Chiellini gets sent off for me. Now he got sent off for my opponent in the first game. I rarely get red cards, if ever. I think that was one of my very few red cards I've gotten in FIFA 13 Ultimate Team, and I only got a few last year. I'm not very prone, I suppose, or very likely to get red cards, but that was weird. I just thought I'd mention that. But yeah, my opponent did end up quitting. That's why you'll see that the screen at the end when I was showing the score didn't move. So that was 2 rage quitters in a row, and actually the guy, well, no, I'm not going to ruin anything, but I made a sign-in into the team. It was Mascherano. That's the player that I am due since I won, and I'm also going to use my super sub, which is one of the rules for this series, to replace Chiellini for Barzagli. I only have 1 super sub per episode, so I have used it by doing a like-for-like replacement with Chiellini. Obviously, Barzagli isn't half the player Chiellini is, but he'll fill in just for the 1 game that's needed. Anyways, there's the stats for Mascherano. Obviously, his standout one is defending. He isn't the quickest of defenders by any means, and likewise, Barzagli is very similar in the fact that he isn't all that quick, but he does have good defending. Obviously, he had to have 2-star skills because I could only sub someone in who did have 2-star skills. But you see, again, he has similar stats to Mascherano in the fact that his defending is in the high 80s, and the rest of his stats are just lingering there in the 60s. Anyways, into the final game, and I come up against a guy with a solid enough team. He's got some good players in there like David Luiz, a couple of dead links in there, which means his chemistry is only 67. He's got a few players out of formation and out of formation and out of position. Sorry, that's the one I was looking for. Anyways, he did get the first chance of the game, and you'll see here, some of you guys will think that was a sweaty pass across, but that was actually a shot. I don't know what happened there, but it went just a whisker wide, and a massive mix-up between his goalkeeper and his centre-back gifted me the first goal there by €5, and I make it 1-0, a great start to the game. But you see here, he does come straight back at me with De Bruyne, a couple of bounces, and a lucky goal by Morales. It just bounced for him, but a nice finish nonetheless did beat Vorm, left him with no real option. I don't know, my words are getting really confused in this episode. Anyways, the score is 1-all, and you see here in the second half I break free with €5, and look at that for a right-footed strike in the top left. That made it 2-1, and I did take that all crucial lead, and I was piling the pressure on. Matri out wide did have a very good chance. I fake shotted, finessed it, his keeper saved, and unfortunately €5 just couldn't pounce on that to make it 3-1 and open up a 2-goal advantage. Again here, came very close, and that was actually the last chance of the game. The game ended 2-1, so that means that we've won all 3 games in this episode, which also means that we can add another player to the team. But one thing you notice weird about that last game was the fact I got 6 points, yet it was my first game in Division 3. I won Division 4 after the second game, so I just thought that was a little weird because I only did play 1 game. But you see there, we added Villeneuve. I can't even see that on the screen, guys. There we go, Villard. I was going to call him Villeneuve. The screen's small in which I'm doing the commentary, but Villard we added into the team, 2-star skills. He is a pacey man, and he's going to give a Rojas the all-important 9 chemistry that we need from him. And the team's shaping together very nicely. There's only 1 player I've got left to replace, and that is the goalkeeper, but I will be using the super sub in the next episode. But that is it for this episode, guys. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, go subscribe, and I will see you next time.